This is Dan Max, the trading agent. This is a stock trading and recap channel that I wanted to share to the masses. In a probability game, there's no certainty. Here are my insights and predictions. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the trading agent. Here with a little intraday recap. I want to talk about a few things that I noticed that, again, when I tell people to pay attention, check out the Discord room, listen to the video. You don't have to watch every minute, but listen sometimes, and maybe you'll pick up on some things that you might hear that make you think about, well, what is going on, and why does this guy care about ABC? Let's start with the TLT, because this is what I thought was a big anomaly on Wednesday. It just, something didn't look right. Wednesday, bond market, TLT hit the resistance and it popped. And now we're popping strong. So that means people are getting defensive. Something's going on in Europe. Markets are a little scared. It's the Friday after Thanksgiving, the 26th. It's a light volume, shortened day. There's going to be some volatility. Bonds popping, that to me says something. Just be aware. More lockdowns, more something's coming. The markets aren't going to like that, at least for the short term. It has to price in. Let's go over the dollar. We talked about it getting into the blue range, and now it's pulling back pretty strong. Support equals resistance. If you know that area, you can see why it bounced back. Nothing really to say. Mr. Bitcoin, Mrs. Bitcoin, whatever. We said it looked good holding the green zone. Well, we said the next support. I mean, you can't draw this stuff, and it just hits it on its own. It's like, I try to tell people who don't think Bitcoin's technical. It's pretty dang technical, man. It is. They're all technical at times. Sometimes things cannot if there's a lot of emotions, but these pullbacks seem very calculated, very coordinated. Just another little nugget there. The SPY. This is where trading can be tough. We close at the 20-day and you gap down today. What do you do? Did your MACD predict it? I don't know. Let's see. Let's try to insert a study and see if MACD is predicting this, because I'm going to be betting you would have had to have gotten in here. This is what's hilarious. You would have stayed short and been wrong, and now the short works. This is where the M's and the W's matter to me. I love to make fun of MACD and RSI and all this crap. Because, again, it just follows the price, but it can, at times, it's always late or wrong at periods that it doesn't make sense. And so visually, this is a visual game. You're just stuck. And you're hoping, and this is the one thing, is that the MACD could have gone completely sideways like it was when it was reloading, and then it dumped. And so did the MACD predict the news? No. I mean, here's an example. The MACD pulling back, and the market went higher and higher and higher. So is it turning over? I mean, it looks like it. I mean, the stochastic or whatever, the bars are negative. So I just think it's funny, man. This stuff to me is a total joke. It works in that it follows price, but it doesn't really. What's the best way to describe it? It's not something that you need to know. Again, what did we say? Chop, chop, chop. Once the 20-day breaks, it's gone. Well, 20-day broke, and it is looking like it's gone. You could have shorted the gap down this morning, not bought it actually. But long story short, at this point, I'm not really that bearish, other than just maybe for today, maybe a couple days. Maybe we pull back to the 50-day here in orange. Maybe we pull back to the old highs at 454. It's a light volume day. Just warning people, manipulation of price is very easy when there's not a lot of participants in the market. It's just that simple. Oil's getting slammed, the bonds are rallying, the dollar's tanking. There's no one around to trade. So imagine if everybody's doing the same thing all at once. That's where you get these moves that are a little stretched. I don't really trust them, because I've seen holiday moves that are just reversed the very next Monday. Qs, same thing with the 20-day. Busted. And you can see on the hourly, I think I may have drawn it. Yep. This area, break, done. Cooked. going lower temporarily, maybe for today. Again, these days, I mean, you could see some nutty moves, margin calls. I mean, what do you got, an hour and a half? It's 11:20 Eastern Standard. I don't trust it, but guess what? If you're over leveraged, they're coming for you. I would just keep it that simple. I mean, the market loves to take profits when you don't. The VIX, this was a little interesting to me. Because this was a nugget where you actually were wrong. I was wrong. I said 2-day range. We closed at the 200-day, 50-day. Boom. Big gap up. Well, guess what? Dan Max at eXp Realty, a.k.a. the trading agent, can't predict the news with 100% certainty. If I can't do it, and I literally pay for the news to come be fed to me immediately to be on top of this, do you think you can? No. That's the point. So you always have to assume the news is going to be a variable that you can't control. Hence why you have to play probabilities. The more you're up, the less you own. The more something's down, the less you're short. It's really that simple. The VIX, that popped. That is popping. Now, how high can you go? We're in like crash risk zone in the 20s. You can see here, I leave this note up always. I mean, is it just a temporary surge? Or is it really a breakout? I mean, keep in mind, base, W, bam. We predicted this. We gave insight to it. Did I necessarily believe it for the seasonality? No. But also, I don't really, this is the hardest thing here is to comprehend. Everybody else probably can agree. How bad are the COVID lockdowns going to be? There are vaccines. There are things going on to mitigate this. We will see what happens. What is up, Kat? Man, TLT is ripping. Man, I could go on forever. I would keep an eye on a few things. I do. We talked about gold, buying it here on the trend line. It looks good. It's holding up. I don't like the action. You can tell they're popping the paper contracts down. Probably holds the 100, 200 day. Silver's getting real interesting to me. Anywhere in the mid-21s, I like silver. It's an old support line. And, yeah, cat's messing around. Yeah, keep an eye on it. This could be the shoulder line. Like, this could be the head. Again, you can have head and shoulders within head and shoulders. I'll just draw it real quick so it visually makes a lot of sense what I'm saying here. There are your head and shoulders, bottom. Keep it simple. It's not a bad area. KL. Anywhere near 40 seems just way too cheap. I know they have their AEM news. I don't know if it's going to... I know they're supposed to vote on something today, I think. It'll probably be after the close. Who knows what they're ultimately going to do, but I think it's cheap. I think they're a good miner. AG looks super interesting here. Back testing this trend line. Again, light volume. So this is one of the things if you study volume price analysis. Anytime you see small candles, or big candles with light volume, be aware they're not going to sustain. I mean, it's so funny because you see here's a heavier candle after you can see heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. Okay, trend change. Light. Huh? What? Why is AG down a large amount on light volume? Well, here you go. This is an anomaly. This is what the kind of thing that you're looking for potentially for trading, because that size candle should have more volume. I mean, you can see the previous candles when they're bigger, they'll have much bigger volume. So again, light volume day, anomaly. I expect these things to turn around. Maybe not necessarily today. Who knows? Maybe into the close. You don't know for sure. But keep it simple. Be smart. Let's get into pen because this one's interesting to me. I didn't do anything this morning. I said, you know what? This gap down to me is a bunch of whatever. It's a light volume day. Stocks are going to take a little bit of a hit. Yeah. Let's just say that I probably should be out, but man, it is holding up really well. It's not getting dragged in the mud like a lot of other names are. So just keep an eye on it. Have your plan. That's where one of these things, sometimes the first thing to do is to not overreact. When you see a gap down, gap up, whatever, just be thoughtful, depending on where you're in the chart. Like when I see a big gap up after a big up move, I'm probably taking my money. But this is the blow off, and now you're getting a little further sustained drop. I know it's again, this might be a mistake. And this is, again, I can be wrong, but I like how it's been green on the red days. It's just been crazy how it's enacting. Like, there's clearly shorts covering. There's clearly buying demand out here. Does it hold? Who knows? All right. Well, it's getting pretty, this. I don't want this video to go too long. Keep it on the TLT. Breaks that downtrend in black. It's going back into the blue zone. I would not doubt that. Silver, I mean, it seems real cheap. AG, I mean, I am a silver fan. Let's just call it that, minimum. It looks good there. The GDX, man, I cannot believe we are breaking this trend here. And the volume, it's and you know what? Keep in mind, the 50-day. It was the trigger point here. Got below it, popped back. Just watch it. I mean, you are getting some crazy discounts in the metals markets right now because at this point, we could get into. I'll pull up one thing. It's the values of this stuff is so dirt cheap. It is so dirt cheap. I mean, we have the value. So gold. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content. Also smash the like button. Share with your friends and add a comment. If there's a topic or stock you'd like me to give you insight about, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer your question. Thanks.